Yo, what is up, family? Billy back with another Chicago Sports Paradise video. We're going to take this segment and talk about the Bears. Bears-Texans. Woo! Now, if y'all remember earlier, much earlier, this was like my first video, where I said I kind of wanted to wait until the Bears had a good game for me to start this channel. Man, I'm about almost 15 videos in now. If I would have waited till now to make my first video, I'd have been way far behind. But man, did we need this or what? Trubisky looked, and he didn't throw, 600 yards, 5 touchdowns. He didn't do all that. But our offense looked more on fire than we have in at least the last 7 games. And I mean, we went 3-0 in the beginning of the season. We ended 5-1 until we went on that losing streak. But even in those wins, I don't think our offense looked as good as it did the other day. Having Akeem Hicks back on the defensive line, man. Now our defense is ready to go. We're still missing Eddie Goldman. Man, are we missing Eddie Goldman. But Akeem Hicks comes back, we look like an entirely different defense. We score on a safety, which it may not be as beautiful, may not be as pretty as an interception, but it's still points. Still putting points on the board without your defense, without your offense having to touch the field at all. So I'm good with that. We had Khalil Mack force a fumble. And again, you had Akeem Hicks wrapping up the runner. As Akeem Hicks is wrapping up the runner, Khalil Mack runs in, grabs the ball out from his hands, and jumps on it. Man, it was just looking pretty. We had a very balanced offense on Sunday, from what I saw. David Montgomery with an 80-yard touchdown run very early in the first quarter. And that was like an omen of things to come, guys. That was just like, all right. So that's how the rest of the game is going to be. It's going to go like that. All right, I'm down with that. So all of a sudden, he has 80 yards in the first quarter running the ball. Finished the game with well over 100 yards. Well over 100 yards. Maybe not 150 yards, but he had over 100 yards for sure. Cordell Patterson played great. Played good. I would have loved to see a run back, whether it be punt or kickoff. But we played good. I think the special teams, recovered a fumble. So all 3 phases just look great. They just look really good. Trubisky, man, the team just functions so much better with him. Just so much better with him at the helm. Like, there was a lot of dump offs. There was a lot of short passes to the tight end, to the running back, and all that stuff. But Tom Brady had a lot of his success with dump offs, with check downs to the running back. Hey, as long as you move the chains, long as you first down, second down, third down, first down, second down, first down, as long as you keep them first downs coming, I'm good with it. I don't constantly need a chunk play down the field. I'd rather that. I'd rather him, go to the first receiver, second receiver, and check down than try to force something long and come up with an interception, or you come up with incomplete, and all that happened is the quarterback threw the ball 40 yards. Nothing. I'd much rather see first down, or first down, 2nd and 4, 3rd and 1. I would much rather see something like that. So, yeah, I would assume that Mitch Trubisky is starting next week. If any of the coaches were watching the game, I would assume Mitch Trubisky is going to start next game. Now, I don't know how much, I don't know who to give credit for this, as far as do you give Matt Nagy credit for recognizing too late, in my opinion, but do you give him credit for recognizing that he should stop calling plays? Do you give Bob Lazar, whatever the offensive coordinator's name is, do you give him credit for seeing Mitch Trubisky's skill set and finally being the coach to implement the system around him instead of making our players try to fit in a certain offense? You give Mitch Trubisky the credit for seeing the offense that was installed and saying, hey, coach, maybe we need to do this, that, and the third, or fourth, or fifth, or sixth, or whatever. Who do you get credit for? Because obviously the defense held the Texans to 7 points. So you can give a lot of credit to the defense, but I'm saying as far as the offense is concerned, it seemed like we put a lot more emphasis on running the ball, which, you listen to NBC Sports Chicago, you got Olin Kreutz, you got Lance Briggs, and Alex Brown commentating, and every week they're talking about running the ball more. You need to run the ball more. You need to run the ball. Pound the rock. Make the run complement the pass. Not just run every so often and maybe we can get a chunk play because we ran the ball. No. Running the ball needs to be a bigger part of our offense because we have the capability. We've shown, even though the Texans are one of the worst defenses in the league, we have to look at the positives, right? We have to look at what the Bears did good, right? Obviously, the Texans are one of the worst teams in the league as far as defense, but we did not play down to our competition. We rose up. And that's what we need to do for the rest of the season. We need to rise up. We need to keep Trubisky in. We need to keep Lazar running plays, if that's in fact what he's doing. Because it did not look like a Nagy type offense. It did not look like a Nagy type offense. It looked like a different type of offense. It looked like someone who understood Trubisky's strengths and weaknesses and exploited all of those to our benefit. So let's just hope that that's what happens as we move on in the future. All right, y'all. Thank you very much for listening. Like, subscribe, turn on your notifications, comment. We can get a bigger conversation going between us, between all of us. And y'all have a good night. All right, go Bears.